first segment of this conference is a really interesting one. It's about delighting customers with smarter conversations. This talk will be delivered by Regional Head, North India Freshworks, who brings with him a diverse experience of helping CXOs, business leaders across industries, take intelligent technology and digital transformation decisions. This, coupled with a genuine customer-focused attitude for over 12 years, has helped him develop strong expertise in growing and managing business for a range of products and solutions. With great pleasure, we now welcome Mr. Kaushal Menghaney, please.
Morning, everyone. I know it's just a session that we want to get over, but I'll try to make it worth the 15 minutes that you listen in. Again, my name is Kaushal. I lead the region, the North and East India region for Freshworks. Been with the organization for close to a year now, and I think it's been a very interesting journey in terms of really observing some of the mega trends that are happening in the customer experience space. Before I dive more into that, I know, safe to assume a lot of you would know about Freshworks, but I'll still take a moment. So Freshworks is a global SaaS organization that provides solutions in customer experience and employee experience. And we're working with more than 60,000 companies globally across verticals, across 120 plus countries. And in India, we've had the opportunity to partner with more than 50% unicorns that we have, a lot of unicorns, and some of the largest enterprises in the country, whether you talk about a Mahindra Group or a Tata Group or a HDFC or a 𝗵𝗂𝗶𝗵𝗁, so on and so forth, right? And today what I'm going to talk about is a very, very interesting topic. I think nobody can debate today that CX is important or not. I think, and it's become all the more important in the last few years, where you have so many companies in every space, whether it's you're buying insurance or you're ordering food or you are making a payment, right? And that is why CX has taken a center stage, because companies are today looking at it as really a way to create differentiation. We are trying to get into an experience economy, and companies and brands are trying to differentiate, providing a great customer experience, right? So what I'm going to focus on in the next 15 minutes is I'm going to talk about a very mega trend that's taking center stage when we talk about customer experience today, or delivering a great customer experience, which is messaging, right? Secondly, I'm going to talk about how across the customer lifecycle you can have really smart conversation and differentiate based on how great an experience you provide as a brand. Then, because we understand, we keep talking to a lot of companies, we understand that a lot of them today are really getting started on this front. So we're going to, and in case you're interested in looking at it, if you're going down that transformation, what's the kind of framework you can follow? And this comes from experience of partnering on certain initiatives, similar initiatives with some of the largest companies, and what Freshworks is doing in this direction. Okay? So before I get further from here, I think the mega trend that I talked about, messaging, I think when there is a lot of action today happening on messaging channels like WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, and that's, if you take a step back and you really understand why that is happening, it's because, like a lot of us spoke about, customers really are at the driving seat. And with time, they're becoming more and more demanding, and they want to interact with the brand, not on the channels that brand is making available to you. They want to interact with the brand for either a purchase or a post-purchase experience on the channel where they're frequently conversing with their loved ones or their friends and family, which is, let me take the example of WhatsApp. I mean, there's nobody who doesn't use it today. So there is, I mean, talk about companies like JioMart. They've already launched a fully functional store where you can buy groceries or you buy a lot of things on WhatsApp. So that's something that's really coming up, and I'm going to talk more about why that's important and what some of the companies are doing in that direction. Okay? So today, when we So obviously customers are taking center stage, and there are a lot of trends that have emerged in the last so many years when companies have started really caring more about customer experience. I'm going to focus on 3 to 4 very prominent ones here. The first one is wanted now. The second is personalized, or customers expect the brands to be very, very personalized and contextual. The second is choice of channel. Today I'm coming through WhatsApp, tomorrow I'm coming through a call. Third day I have queries which are very routine and I can interact with a live agent, or tomorrow I will go to a store. And also the emergence of messaging as a channel. So spending a few seconds on each of these and why they're important. Wanted now. I think many researches have proven that speed of service has a direct impact on CSAT. So when we talk about customer experience, we're broadly talking about 2 things. A, how do I deliver great customer service, which obviously drives CSAT or improves CSAT, but at the same time keep my costs low. Because end of the day, CX is a cost function, right? But it has a direct correlation to how it can impact revenues or how it can improve retention and loyalty, right? So speed of service and thinking about scenarios which can really deliver that has a very, very positive impact. The second is multi-channel. I think a lot of transformation or initial transformation is happening in terms of brands trying to be available at all the channels where your customer can reach out to you. Like I said, whether it is a phone or an email or a WhatsApp or even interacting live with bots, all of that stuff, right? But at the same time, research also says that most consumers today are not coming through the same channel again and again, right? And even when they're flipping channels, which is a norm now, which is like second nature, they hate to repeat themselves and they hate to provide a lot of previous context. They expect the brand to know that and take that into account when they're either interacting or even responding with a very menu-driven answer, which happens on automated chatbots, right? And lastly, like I said, emergence of messaging channels, primarily WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, is taking center stage, and most companies today are launching initiatives to be available on WhatsApp, whether it is to facilitate a purchase transaction or to be available to, say, help with any issues post-purchase. So, when I talk about messaging, like I said, that's a mega trend that's picking up, and that's something that Gartner also talks about very prominently today. They say in the next 3 years, 80% of customer service organizations will really abandon your native mobile apps. It's your Zomato or your Swiggy, where we are finding a lot of ease in terms of reaching out to them, get our say queries resolved in terms of where is my order or where is my refund or that promo never got applied and all of that, to passing on the same experience or same interaction over WhatsApp. Because you know what, I don't want to flip channels because I'm already chatting with my friend on WhatsApp. If I can handle the same conversation related to where is my order or where is my refund or where is my promo on WhatsApp, it's obviously, and I anyways love WhatsApp. Or when I say most of us anyways love WhatsApp in terms of the easiness and frictionless kind of an experience that it provides us. So that's a mega trend that most companies are focusing on, and it's only going to grow, and more companies have only started focusing on it, right? But when we talk about it, let's look at how companies or how consumers today are interacting with brand. This is somehow how it looks like, right? So I'll spend a few minutes on this one. These are all the channels that you as a company are making it available for your customers to reach out to you on, whether it is a purchase transaction or whether it is a transaction. And like I said, the first leg of this transformation, okay, let me take 2 steps back and give you a picture that a lot of companies till some time back or even today are not present on all of these channels, right? Because I think the whole mindset in terms of providing the right experience to the customers was, for lack of a better word, very, very autocratic in terms of, okay, if the customer wants to engage with me, they will find the channel that I'm available on and they will interact with it. But I think it's very, very democratic now, and it's the customer is more in the driving seat, and it's only paramount for companies to be available on all the channels. So that's the first leg of transformation that happened for most companies and is happening for a lot of laggard companies also today. Okay, being available. But and if few of us are part of IT leadership today or have observed how IT infrastructure looks like, or whenever any transformation happens, it's like appending multiple channels or multiple applications whenever you need one. And after a few years down the line, when you really look at it, the systems are not talking to each other. And I'll draw an analogy here of systems to channels here. So tomorrow, today, if I'm not available on social, I will flip a mechanism to hear feedback or listen into social channel, okay? Or if I'm not available on, say, WhatsApp, I'll flip a channel. But what is happening through this way of transformation is it's not very, very unified for the customer. They all have, they are finding themselves in situations where they have to repeat themselves, give a lot of context, or even if they're coming after a few weeks, the agent on the other side does not have a lot of context. What it means for the company, because for the company, I mean, obviously they want to drive a great CSAT, but for the company, what it also means is they're not able to drive a lot of agent productivity, right? And they're not able to help their agents respond in a better manner for those complex queries that are coming their way, and are obviously incurring a lot of cost while doing that, right? So the approach that most companies should take is whether when you're reimagining going into a multi-channel approach, or you're coming up with new emerging channels like WhatsApp, the idea should be that, I mean, two things need to be ensured. A, does it give you a unified view of the customer? And does it help you also get that view to be able to service the customer faster and make your agents more productive, right? So I'm going to talk about a framework in which you can really start looking at that. I'm going to talk about 4 things which touch upon the entire customer lifecycle and how you can deliver a really superior experience. First is unify messaging. Then how do you look at intelligently spinning up channels which take a lot of mundane work and does not really have to involve a human on the other side. But there will still be inquiries that come to your agents and they have to work on those. It requires a lot of cognitive thinking. How do you empower your agents, all of that? And then when you have such a spread out customer support function or a CX function, how do you still get a lot of data, a lot of analytics across the spectrum to be able to take the right decisions, okay? So unify messaging. So I think the idea is to be able to have, so imagine every interaction today that you're happening or that you're doing with your customer as a conversation, whether he reached out through an email, or he is chatting with your automated chatbot, or a live agent who's responding, okay, your furniture will be delivered tomorrow, or your installation request. Imagine all of this as a conversation, okay? If you are able to get a complete view, irrespective of where the customer is or has he reached out for a new query, if you're able to get all of this across channels in a single place, your agent really becomes a hero, or we call it a hero agent, to be able to deliver exceptional customer experience, right? See, speed is one. You may solve for it by putting a lot of mundane things on chatbot, and you'll solve for the speed part of it. But like I said, there will still be things, 30%, 40% things that will come, that will require a cognitive thinking out there, and a human will be involved. If they don't have context, or if they do not even have the interaction history that is coming from this gracious handover from bot to an agent, you've really lost it, right? So having the complete timeline or having the complete conversation space in one place really helps you drive a very contextual experience. The second is we're seeing a lot of transformation even on the front end. So today companies are really trying to reimagine their customer support function like we used to reimagine ID support function, L1, L2, L3. And L1 and L2 is nothing but something that forms 60% of your all inquiries, which can be powered by your chatbots, automated chatbots, as well as your live agents. And there will still be things that need to be ticketed, that need internal collaboration, that needs syncing up with other departments, or checking with the payment gateway, refund issues, all of that, that need to be ticketed. And it's still an acceptable SLA for you to get back to the customer after 1 day or a few hours or 1 week, right? So for the first leg, we're still seeing a lot of transformation happening. There are still companies who are thinking about understanding which are those 40%, 50%, 60% things that need to be automated, doesn't need a human involved, and they're coming up. So I'll not coming up with chatbots and they're launching that. While I'll not do a lot of repetition, I think we all understand what's important. One thing that really needs to be taken into account when you're thinking about chatbot or you're trying to put more things onto chatbot is to really understand that it's only going to grow. Today, if you have 10 scenarios that are appearing mundane and you need to automate it, you need to automate the resolution or the conversation part of it, it can become 100 tomorrow. So at the onset of COVID, when PhonePe was getting a lot of merchant queries and customer queries, they had 100 scenarios which were mundane, and they started off with those 100 scenarios. Those are 2,000 scenarios today which are being handled in an automated way, and there is 90% deflection that PhonePe is able to do with that. So it's just about thinking right and what you're able to do. But as a technology, it's been out there, and we all know what's important. Like I said, there will still be things that need to be passed on and ticketed, and that's where you also need to reimagine the entire customer journey as to what kind of tickets should go to what kind of agents. Do you really have a skill level mapping? Is somebody very skilled at only handling claim related inquiries? Is somebody very skilled only on refund related inquiries? Or is somebody very pro in say, a type C kind of an inquiry? So it doesn't need to be a triage model today where somebody is a collector of ticket and then a distributor of ticket. It's something that can be handled with very, very simple AI today, right? So that's something that needs to be taken into account. And even we all know, I mean, if a lot of us are CX leaders here, we all know attrition is a big problem in the customer. There are a lot of freshers, there are a lot of junior guys that have there. And if you don't power them with the right processes or coaching or technology, right, they will leave and they'll join an organization which provides them the right resources and tools to work on, right? So are you powering them with the next best action? I'll just take 1 more minute, right? And lastly, while you do all this beautiful work, do you have a capability to witness really what's happening? Is it working or not? Are there things that are working well? Are there things not working well? Basically, I'm talking about getting a view across the spectrum and pivoting if there are certain things that need to change, right? And Freshworks is doing a lot of interesting work in this space. We are working, I think there is nobody, safe to assume that nobody here who's not touched by Freshworks. You're ordering food on Zomato today, you're paying through Paytm, PhonePe, you are getting your stuff delivered through Dunzo. I think we're impacting everyone's life here, right? And it's true stuff that we do here with respect to managing the customer interactions well. So a lot of you must have heard about Freshdesk, which is our omni-channel support platform. We are focusing a lot in terms of handling a lot of customer interactions today for brands at the front layer, which is conversations. And that is how a lot of companies are also thinking that ticket as less as possible, converse as much as possible, and get a service and drive a higher CSAT. And lesser number of agents that you put also means a lower cost. So I'm able to do more and with a better experience in the same with the same set of people. And that's what companies like Dunzo and PhonePe have done when they were really expanding across cities or really having a sunshine time at the time of COVID. They used AI-powered chatbots and smarter conversations to drive a very high CSAT and were able to keep the cost very low. So that's about it. These are some of the interesting companies that we work with in India. And do chat with us. We have a booth right in front of the gate. very, very happy to speak to you, understand some of the initiatives that you're running on the CX side. Thank you very much for your time.